Hi, my name is Michael.G, and we have another video for you today. And today's video is, what does the truth of everything say about Harvey Weinstein and his accusers? Now granted, this is a touchy subject. I'm very well aware of that. However, when we're discussing things in light of the truth of everything, um, there's a lot to be said there. Sometimes the obvious is obvious, and sometimes there's a little more going on. So let's start. First off, we know Harvey Weinstein is guilty. Granted, he is guilty. And what does he do? He is a movie producer. So let's just, I know most people know this, but it's kind of important. So he's a movie producer, and we can safely say he's probably very narcissistic. Okay, so, and what does he do as a movie producer? You know, a movie is telling a story, and has actors in it, and doesn't matter what the content is, it has actors in it. So he's a movie producer. So we'll draw him as he pretty much is. He is the head cut off from his body. Now, the name of his movie studio is Miramax. And that is very curious, because the Mirror part is from his mother's name, Miriam, and his father's name, Max. A family business, huh? Mom and dad. Isn't that interesting? Yeah. It's a little interesting here. So mom and dad this is who he named Miramax after. Just a little side note. So now we have the actresses, or actresses that go to see Harvey Weinstein. Totally get it. If you're going to be an actor or an actress, what you're going to do is you are, in a sense, professionally lying. I know some people say it's creative, but you're lying. Not only are you lying, but you're taking on a different identity. Okay, identities are a big deal. You know, people change their names. That's not cool. Again, that's the will. But as a professionally lying, and you're portraying a different identity, not your own identity. And the most successful is the best liar. Now, maybe it's a simplification, but we already discussed about space and time and to be in the moment. And no matter what you do, at the end of the day, when you are lying, you are distorting your space and time. Okay? Now, these are people that wanted something from Harvey. Harvey is the gatekeeper. So he is the person that, we got to make happy. All right, that's it. He's the gatekeeper. So when these women come over to him, in a sense, they're coming to him. Let me just put a line here. They're coming to him so that, Harvey can help them get glory as an actor or actress. We'll just use actresses in this case. So, in a sense, the same type of glory that maybe a narcissist has. Narcissist wants that glory, right? Narcissist wants that glory. The problem is that these people aren't narcissists yet, because the gatekeeper has to help them become narcissists. So who would they be? Well, they want to portray somebody else, and they want glory. However, they're not there yet. So you can safely say they're covert narcissists. And here's here's where it gets kind of tricky. And this is where, people kind of might get a little bit offended. These women, to be successful at what they do, they have to lengthen the divide between where their head is now to where it's going to be. And the reason why they have to do this, and the women especially, you could see with the long neck. And a gentleman just recently named Tom made a very good observation about the giraffes eating the fruit off the tree, because they got the long neck. So for this woman now, she desires to get glory. She's desiring to be a narcissist. She wants him, Harvey Weinstein, to make her a narcissist. Okay, now these are not ugly women. These are very attractive women. These are women that, from 14 years old, 13 years old, they've had plenty of guys chase them around. Plenty of guys. And they get on their own, these women get so much attention. They get so many guys looking at them, okay? So the more that these guys are looking at them, it's already pointing upwards to get more attention, and leave the body, okay? So the body doesn't like it when you lie. It really doesn't. It's you feel uncomfortable, and the people that really have a problem with lying would be these people, the ones in the anal phase, because remember, they're closer. So when they're saying that yes when they mean no, it really affects their body and affects them, and they have a lot of terror. And the terror is because that lie is very close to the spirit now with their head. Their head is pushed down, and when they're lying, they feel it. But as you get this attention from guys ogling them with their eyes, they're looking at them, they're looking. This is already giving the woman a tremendous amount of power. She has power over men. And the MGTOW guys, men going their own way, they focus on this all the time. So this woman, in her sphere of influence, has tremendous amount of power. She's getting tremendous attention. She probably gets out of tickets. She probably does a lot of things that, having that extra attractiveness probably helps you do it. And also, they probably have an outgoing personality, goes with the narcissism too. They're probably funny. You gotta take on all these personas. One more thing about acting. These people feel when they're acting. Okay? They feel. These actresses don't normally feel. They really have their sense of feeling in the moment of acting. And then when they're really good, they create an emotional bond with their fans. They're not the ones getting the bond, but the fans are, because all the fans watching now are looking up to them. And these people who are watching the movie are going to have an emotional response based on what the actress does. So now you're setting up a different, the actress becomes the head, and the body is all the people that are watching the actress. Okay, they're the body. So they're creating this fan, they're creating this relationship, the actress and the fans. Okay, and that's why you have all these stalkers, because in their mind they feel that they're the one for them, because the established relationship has already been happening, because this person is in the movie industry as an actress. She sells that emotion. That's what she sells. She sells emotion. Okay, now she gets in front of Harvey. And now her power is absolutely gone. The power is gone. Okay? Harvey Weinstein, like most powerful people, but more in this instance because he's the gatekeeper, all these people are surrounded by narcissists, covert narcissists. All of them. All of them. Everybody wants something from them. Even recently with Donald Trump, his niece Mary or something said something that the people surrounding Trump would have never, if they cared about him, they wouldn't let him be president. Now, whether you like him or not, that's not the point. But you can understand from the perspective of someone being so narcissistic that everybody around him is saying yes. And they're not saying yes because they're this person. They're saying yes because they have power and they're covertly wanting something from him. So it's the same thing with Harvey Weinstein and those actresses. I'll tell you what, I'll make it even easier for you. I'd say 99.9% of all the actresses who are accusing him are covert narcissists. They're covert narcissists. They want to use the narcissist so that they can get power and money. So when they gave up their bodies to him, you know, he raped them. Okay, he raped a few. I know he raped a few. Everybody knows he raped a few. But he didn't rape most of them. It was a transactional covert narcissist looking to take something from the narcissist. Okay? That's really what it is. At the end of the day, that's what it is. In the truth of everything, this person actually has to experience what Harvey did so that they can become better actresses, so that they can create more pain down here and make it easier to sever the truth of spirit and truth of heart that would come up into the head and wouldn't allow them to be good actresses. I bet you never thought of that. The good actresses have to be able to sever that because it's not truth. It's not in the moment of now. You know, we did this before when you have the time and wherever your now is, this intersection, actually, it's not exactly that intersection because you could say that in this timeline, this is land, okay? And this is the air. And on the land, the person stands whatever their height is. Okay, so this is the level where people should be. Okay? This is where everybody's got to be. If your height taller, shorter, you know, the body also shaped by energy, that makes a difference as well for other things. The men are generally a little bit taller than the women. And that again because the men are more further away from their torso. You're only going to have truth when you're unified in the body. The covert narcissist wants to be a narcissist. She wants that glory. She wants that glory. Something has to happen to be able to propel this person upward. Okay? They weren't getting enough glory in their realm of people that they were dealing with. They had to go to Harvey, who has the massive head structure, and he's the gatekeeper. To bring these actresses from here to there, something has to happen. Oh, and by the way, Meryl Streep called him God. That's right. She actually said God in front of everybody. So, you see, these people that are with the inflated head, they think that they're the I am. They think that they're God. And the person that puts them there are all the people that say yes when they should say no. These people here make the actresses famous. Okay? The covert narcissist The covert narcissists makes the narcissist more power. Okay, so there's a pecking order. Okay, there's a pecking order. You know, this is the blind enabler. Okay, the blind enabler will help get the actress to a certain level of narcissism, but this level of narcissism is still covert because they're really not there. Okay, they need a bigger narcissist to bring them into their promised land, or whatever you want to say. It sounds really screwed up, but if you're going to lie professionally, you have to be disconnected from your body to a certain extent. And again, the woman's neck definitely gets longer. It's easy to see that because the woman is leaving her estate, and the Bible actually says that in Romans 1 about leaving the estate, because her power is here in the torso. So she wants the head energy. Men don't get this as much because the men get it when they leave their estate. So when the men leave their estate, they're going down, and that's how they become this guy. You know, and then they don't have a neck. It's easier to see that with the men. The men wouldn't have the longer neck because they're already separated with the natural separation from the head to the torso. So yeah, Harvey Weinstein is definitely no good. But as far as the truth of everything, he's only one half of the evil. Okay, and the Bible actually, for Cain kind of said that he's going to be surrounded by the judgment on Cain. Said the sin offering is crouching down, you know, and unto thee its desire, and thou rulest over them. So when the covert narcissist wants something, even though, you know, they whether they did get it or not is another thing. But now when everybody started accusing Harvey, that was the opportunity to rewrite their own history. Okay, that's another part of this too. Because remember, Harvey was such a strong narcissist that these women, when they went to Harvey, he had more energy than they expected, and they were absolutely naked in front of him. They did not have any power. And that does a funny thing to you when you're used to being the big fish in the pond, and then you get into a bigger pond and there's much bigger fish. That's another aspect of the covert narcissist didn't know what to do. They froze. Another example of this was when Elvis Presley met Nixon, President Nixon. Elvis Presley was a rock star, but when he met Nixon, he was frozen solid. They had to move him and like almost guide him by the hand like you're pulling a child, because he was so frozen. Because when you're getting so much glory in the head and then you meet a bigger narcissist, you don't know what to do. You just don't know what to do. And that's another reason why the women then had to feel like they were violated, even though they knew what they were doing. Remember, these are covert narcissists. They knew that they were going to exchange. There's no such thing as a woman who's an attractive woman is going to meet somebody in the hotel room at 2 a.m. That's not going to happen. She knows the deal. She knows exactly what she's going to get over there. She knows. She had guys following her around bars, nightclubs, you know, they probably followed her home, you know. She had that kind of attention where they were going into her space. So for a guy to say 2 a.m. and you're in the 20s and you're going to play, you know, you're going to play like a lamb, like, oh, I don't know, he's just a big bad wolf. Look, Harvey needs to go to jail. That's right. But these accusers, I'd say only a small percentage of them were actually fully raped. I think the other ones were a business exchange. They knew what they were doing, and they had to do it. And here's why, again, they had to do something so that they can get their head to become the new formed narcissist. I know this is a little bit screwed up, but you gotta when you're looking at things, you have to look into reality, because the false perception is going to dictate how you're going to understand your own truth and things that happen in your life. You have to have a clear perception of the reality, not based on what you might see on the surface. Because remember, the evil has the three parts. It has the head, it has the body, and it has the evil spirit. So that you have to figure out what it is. In this case, the exchange was the money. Money has spirit too. What you do with your money is power. So, and fame and glory. And one other thing too, stars. That's what they call these people. These people are stars, right? They want to be mega stars. That's funny. The Bible talks about stars. You know who the Bible says are the stars? The saints are the stars. And what do the saints say? Not the saints that some Catholic church says, okay, they're a saint. We're talking about the saints in the Bible. The saints in the Bible are truth. Okay? They're talking about truth. Because remember, they're in the light of Christ. They're in the now. So they're in the truth, in the light of God. And they're considered stars. But we have stars also here in Hollywood. And those stars are the professional liars. So you see how everything is really, again, about the Bible? Even if you don't look at it, remember, they called Harvey God. He's making stars. So that means there's a spiritual component here. Harvey is definitely the narcissist. But all those women that wanted to leave their estate, they didn't want to be here, but they wanted to be there or there or there with their heads, had to sever their emotions. They had to sever their body. They had to sever it. We hope you've enjoyed this video. Hope it gave a little more insight on how to perceive things. It's not always the way it's laid out in front of you. You have to see how the energy is working. You have to see who's doing what. And this is a dirty business of acting. And it's a dirty business. Because at the end of the day, you are still pretending you are someone else. And when you're pretending you're someone else, it's not going to be good. Because remember, these people, if you read this, the truth is here. Once you start separating from the body, you must feed on lies. You must. It's the only way the narcissist can stay in their disconnect. They have to have destructive behavior, creating a downward force to keep pain, emotions, feelings away from the head. What Harvey did with these women is he gave them that downward force for them. That's what he did. He gave it to them so that they can go on and become successful actresses or whatever. So that they can be better liars. In the body, creativity, God, truth, compassion, love, breathing, emotion, blood, rest, and compassion cannot be communicated to the head. This is all in the body. Everything that when you hear me say disconnect, they're attributes of the body that they cannot get anymore when they're in this magnified head structure, and they have to get it from someplace else. If more the psychopath, more violence is for the blind enablers, and the full-blown narcissists need covert narcissists or enablers that merchandise their yes. These people merchandise their yes, the ones that say yes to Harvey Weinstein, and most people of power are just full of yes people around them. You can swat them like flies. You've got a fly swatter, almost everybody there is telling them yes all the time, yes. And they don't even want the no. They definitely want the yes, because I had a lot of customers, they got a lot of money, and let me tell you, they did not want you to challenge their head structure, and definitely would get into a lot of situations with them, because I'm not one that's going to support that. We do not support that. Again, hope you enjoyed the video. God bless.